I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we're going to learn how to crochet the mood stitch. Now I'm not quite sure why it's called the mood stitch, but that was the name that was given to it when I came across it. This is a very unique looking stitch. It has these these diagonal lines coming along the top of the fabric, interspersed between these double crochet cluster stitches. It's similar on the front and the back, making it great for reversible projects. It has some texture to it. It's really quite neat. For our tutorial today, I'm going to be using a 100% cotton yarn. It's a worsted medium weight. This is a Pima Cotton by Line brand, as well as a 5mm or an H8 crochet hook. Links to these items are in the description of the video. Also in the description you'll find a direct link to the free written instructions that are on my website at richtexturescrochet.com. So thank you so much for joining me. While you're here, I invite you to take a look around and subscribe. This channel is updated every single week with free crochet patterns and crochet stitch tutorials. Now our stitch today is worked in rows. We're going to start by working a slip knot and then by working a foundation chain, and your foundation chain today will need to be a multiple of 5 stitches plus 4. So today I'm going to chain a total of 24 stitches. Once you've worked your foundation chain, we're going to start right off the bat by working that texture. So we're going to start by working a 2 double crochet cluster into the 4th chain from our hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. To work the 2 double crochet cluster, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook into that 4th chain, yarn over and drop a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. You're going to repeat that in the same chain. Yarn over, insert your hook into that same stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. You'll have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3. You're then going to chain 1. Next, you're going to skip the next 2 stitches and work a double crochet into your next chain. Now working in behind the double crochet just worked and into the last skipped stitch, so the second of the 2, you're going to work a double crochet. Now when you work your double crochet, you're going to insert your hook from the front through to the back of that stitch. So yarn over, bring your hook in behind that double crochet just worked and kind of through the space, and insert your hook from the front through to the back of that second skipped stitch. Now this is a little bit of a pain on this first row. It does get easier. So insert your hook front through to the back, yarn over, draw up your loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 more. So you're going to have 2 double crochet stitches crossed over one another. You're then going to chain 1. Skip the next stitch and this time work a 3 double crochet cluster into the next. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, drop a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops. You're going to do that 2 more times, all into the same stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 more. 1 more time, into the same stitch. You'll have 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 4, and chain 1. We're now going to repeat that all the way across. You're going to skip the next 2 stitches, into your next stitch, work a double crochet, now working in behind that stitch and inserting your hook from the front through to the back of the last stitch, skipped stitch, you're going to work a double crochet. So bring your hook and back, insert your hook from the front through to the back of that last skip stitch, complete your double crochet stitch. Chain 1, skip the next 2 stitches, and work a 3 double crochet cluster into the next stitch. Repeat that, chain 1, repeat that all the way across until you have 2 stitches remaining. Once you come all the way across and you have 2 stitches remaining, you're going to skip that final stitch skip the next stitch, and into your final stitch you're going to work a 2 double crochet cluster, and a double crochet into the final stitch. You're then going to chain 3 and turn your work. Now for row 2, we're going to start off working one of those crossed double crochet stitches. And to do so, we're going to start by skipping this first cluster stitch, and into the space between the cluster and the next double crochet, we're going to work our double crochet stitch. Now working back into the space between the cluster and the first double crochet, which was your chain, you're going to work your double crochet. So yarn over, and again you're going to bring your hook through and insert your hook from the front through to the back and in through that space. Yarn over, draw up your loop, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2 more. I'm going to show you that once again once I get to the other side. Chain 1. You're then going to work a 3 double crochet cluster in the space between the 2 cross double crochet stitches. So just pull your stitches apart into this space between them. You're going to work your 3 double crochet cluster. Chain 1. You're going to work your crossed double crochet stitches, skip the next cluster stitch, work a double crochet in the space between the cluster and the next cross double crochet set, then into the skipped space before the cluster, yarn over, bring your hook through so that you can work from the front through to the back, and you're going to insert your hook into that space, work a double crochet stitch. Chain 1, and you're going to repeat that all the way across. 3 double crochet cluster in the space between the 2 double crochet stitches, between the 2 crossed ones. Chain 1, cross double crochet, so skip the next cluster, double crochet in the next space, then working back into the previous skipped space, Yarn over, bring your hook through so that you can work from the front, through the back, in between the cluster and the cross, double crochet. Chain 1 and repeat that all the way across. When you come across, you're going to work your final cross double crochet by inserting your hook in the space between the double crochet and your 2 double crochet cluster, working the first double crochet there and then the second in the skipped space. You're going to finish off by working a double crochet just into the top of that starting chain 3. Chain 3 and turn your work. Now, working into that first space between your 2 double crochet stitches, work a 2 double crochet cluster. At the start and the ends of the rows, you're always working just the 2 double crochet cluster. Chain 1, skip the next chain 1 space and cluster stitch. You're going to work a double crochet, and then working in behind that double crochet, bringing your hook through so you can go from front through to the back into the space previous to that cluster, work a double crochet and chain 1. Work a 3 double crochet cluster into the next space between the 2 double crochet stitches. Chain 1 and repeat that all the way across. It seems really complicated at first, but once you get the stitch going, it's so easy to work. And it's kind of fun as well. Once you come all the way across into your final space of your crossed double crochet stitches, you're going to work the 2 double crochet cluster and then just a simple double crochet into the top of the chain 3. So there's no chain 1 here at the end of this row, just double crochet. Chain 3 and turn your work. Now that's all there is to working the pattern for this stitch. From here on end, you're going to simply repeat your rows 2, which started with the crossed double crochet stitches, and then your row 3 for as long as you would like, then fasten off and weave in your ends. And that's all there is to working this unique looking mood stitch. So thank you so much for joining me once again. I invite you to subscribe, take a look around, and I look forward to seeing you again next week for another great crochet stitch tutorial. Until then, happy crocheting. Bye.